Remember, kids, it's always a good idea to eat right before you record. It definitely doesn't cause any buildup here. I'm definitely not going to have any awkward pauses. Am I the asshole for refusing to go without any animal products when my brother and sister-in-law visit? My sister-in-law is vegan. It's all adding up. It's all making sense now. My brother isn't, but he follows a vegan diet in their home and only eats animal products if someone else is hosting them or if he gets lunch for himself. I'm not vegan or vegetarian. Whenever I have sister-in-law and my brother over, I always make a fried tofu or veggie version of the meals I'm cooking for her. She loves fried tofu and veggie alternatives, but recently she has been pressing me to stop using animal products while she's here. Not the asshole. Do I even need to read the rest? You've catered to her and her dietary restrictions, and now she wants you to cater your own personal dietary restrictions to her dietary restrictions. This is the problem that I have with vegans. Listen, it's fine. There's vegetarian stuff I've had that's good. Unfortunately, you know, it's like separating the art from the artist, right? I really just don't think about the slaughterhouse process that goes into the meat that pops up on my table. There's a huge disconnect there. And I can admit that. Like, I can't even argue it. Like, it's one of those things where once vegans start to say, like, oh, but it probably really sucks and it's probably mentally... I have to be like, yeah. But I just pretend to not... You know, ignorance is bliss is what I like to say. You vegans, you know, your heart's in the right place, I'm sure. But sometimes y'all can be a little bit too much. And I think that's what's going to happen here. For example, I made a chicken and veggie stir fry recently, and I used eggs and chicken. Okay? For hers, I left out the eggs and used fried tofu instead. And I'm assuming the chicken... I'm assuming you left the chicken out as well. She doesn't like the vegan kind of eggs I never used, so I never used that. Okay, I didn't even realize we had vegan eggs. Interesting. Is it like that vegan cheese that's... The texture is what gets to me with vegan cheese. But I know she likes extra veggies, so I added some more of those with hers. She complained that my brother and I had chicken and egg on our plate, and that I didn't keep the meal entirely vegan for everyone. Another time, I made mini pies, and hers was all veggie and vegan, while mine and my brother's was not. She told me if I could make her a separate version, should accommodate her enough to not to serve anything animal-related while she's there. Yeah, she's pushing it. She's pushing it at this point. You know, if you're actually, like, if you're making these things in separate, like, pots and pans, like, you're not even keeping the animal product near the whatever, she's pushing it. Like, she's, you know... That's kind of the problem with vegans sometimes. They take it one step too far. Relax. She's catering to you. She's literally making like a whole separate dish that she normally wouldn't have to in order to appeal to your diet. And now you're like, no, I don't even want to see you eat. But then eat somewhere else, man. I've made it perfectly clear I will not, and I suggested they should eat with me less if sister-in-law can accept that I'm not vegan and can cook whatever I like for myself in my own home. She thinks I am being a bad host. My brother told her she can't force me, but she said I should be willing to go without animal products more. I mean, it's all on up to you what you want to do. You're not the asshole, though, for, like, sticking to your guns. I'm sure vegans will think you are, but I have numerous friends and family who are vegan. I myself and my family are not vegan, but do try to eat veggie vegan at least twice a week and try to do our bit at reducing meat and fish consumption. My friends and fam fall into two categories, the militant types. We cannot eat meat, prepare any form of animal foods, wear wool or leather in their presence. The others, they will happily come to our home, hold interesting debate about veganism's advantages and drawbacks, and have never said anything about me preparing a mixed feast that caters to their dietary needs and other preferred foods. Guess which haven't been invited to dinner in a long time. I wasn't going to read the whole thing. I was kind of thinking that this top comment was going to casually lead into, maybe you could do a couple nights a week doing all vegan stuff when you invite them over. But it ended up being not the asshole for them. And that's the thing, is you could probably convince somebody. I'm not saying that they have to agree to you, but you could probably say, like, hey, why don't you try this vegetarian meal? I came up with it. I'll help you make it. And then you could probably get them to do that, like, the one time a week you visit or whatever. But if you're just going to be like, meh, 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 just eat your free food and shut up. Controversial? Let's see. Any vegans? Does she make meat meals for you at her home? Probably not. It isn't the same. Omnivores don't ethically object to vegetables, so you're not asking them to break their ethics. Yeah, I mean, everyone has ethics of their own, buddy. There's religious people that have certain ethics that really violate the rights of other people. So, you know, sometimes your personal ethics Don't apply to everybody, you know? Carnivore posts. The other guy refusing to eat vegetarian food, you were refusing to let go of animal products for 2 days. I understand that no one can dictate what you eat, but JFC, it's just a few meals. Throw some veggies in. Over, she can call it a day. I am not a fan of militant vegans. She is a guest and your sister. Will sister-in-law cook meals with milk eggs? I mean, we know that's not going to happen. As you can see, the ethics thing. You're a great host. This is a tough one. As context, the vegan perspective on animal products is that human use of animals as meat compares to violence. Yes, I understand how that works. For a vegan, you might as well be eating a human baby while they sit and watch. Okay. I don't really consider it the same as that. I'd probably be really torn apart. I think probably because I'm a human being, you know? It's kind of like how lions will eat other animals and not really feel bad about it because it's other animals. Humans are probably relatively the same on that. Like, we can really separate, you know, the cow and the chicken from the human being, much like the lion can, much like my cat can if she goes and she hunts birds. I mean, I can't even we can't even have outside cats in this day and age because house cats or outside cats that are like pets for people are like the reason for like 60 something extinct birds. So yeah, you know, they're a little deadly. Is this a scenario where they're staying at your house for a visit or coming over for dinner? If they're staying with you, not the asshole. If they're visiting, okay, whatever. If they're visiting for dinner, it's different. You can change Christianity to veganism, and I'm a literal green veggie eating bunny. I do not push my shit on others. I'm assuming this is something related to religion. You know how it is, man. I don't have any problem with the religious people. I just don't like when you force shit on other people. Not everyone, you know, there's all kinds of different religions. Everyone believes a different thing. Everyone thinks their thing is the right thing, and it's fine. But like, just stick to your thing, you know? And just, if your thing is the right thing, then just live with that in yourself. Just like genuinely think to yourself, you know what? My thing's the right thing. I don't care. You know, these other people are wrong. I'm going to believe in my thing, God, whatever it might be. And just feel good knowing that I guess you chose the right one, right? You shouldn't have to argue this if you chose, I guess, correctly, or God chose you, I don't know. That's just how I feel. I think as long as you serve her a good meal, there's nothing to complain about. I don't know, man. But not the asshole for me, definitively. Good luck out there.